So it's time to write. How do you start? How do you end? What do you do? Let's talk about that today. Hello, I'm Coach Aisha, and it is my mission to mobilize you, the Christian writer, so that you can share your unique voice with the world. I will be bringing you godly encouragement and writing tips. Before we get started, I do want to mention that I have a 5-day boot camp in the description box. It is meant to help you get started in your writing journey. We will start from gaining clarity all the way to being published. I encourage you, go to the description box, click on the link, and you can get started with that today. Before we get started, I just want to kind of recap what we've talked about in this series so far. First, I introduced or reintroduced you to the writing process. The writing process, it's just our formula for writing. It's brainstorming, outlining, writing, editing and revising, and publishing. And in the second video, I actually went into brainstorming and how we can use that to generate ideas to get us started writing. And in my last video, I talked about outlining and how to get organized to prepare you for writing. So let's talk about how to get started writing. When we are starting the writing process, we just want to keep it simple. When you want to start writing, just start writing. And yes, I know that can sound like easier said than done, right? But we've worked on the process to get us to this point. We've figured out the writing process. We've brainstormed our ideas. And we've outlined to get to this point. So we have our roadmap, so we know where we want to go with our writing. We have an idea. Now all we need to do is just to get started writing. So set up some focused time for writing. Have your outline next to you and just start getting those ideas on the page. And I encourage you, don't judge yourself during this process. Rough drafts are meant to be messy. You can always clean this up during the editing process. Just write. Okay, maybe you're thinking, how long should I write? How much should I write? Let's talk about that. One of the things that I like to do is writing sprints. Writing sprints are short, focused times for writing. And when I say short, focused times, I'm thinking 15 minutes, 20 minutes. Some people say just 10 minutes. You decide the time that works best for you. And if you're someone who says, well, I don't know how much time works best for me, I would say start with 10 to 15 minutes. During that 10 to 15 minutes, you're just going to spend time focused on writing. It can be a certain section of your story. It could be a certain chapter, but you're going to spend 10 to 15 minutes just writing. And then once you're done writing, you are going to take a break. I am at the point now where I like to write for about 25 to 35 minutes at a time. That gives me a little bit more time to focus and really get into the writing process. But again, 10 to 15 minutes, that's a great amount of time to start. So writing sprints are a great way just to get you started writing. And I mean, even if you've been writing for some time, that is a great way to have some focused time for writing. Another thing you can do is track your word count. What are word counts? Well, devices today, no matter what you use, they can count the words that you are typing on the page. If you're using Google Docs or some other app, they can track how many words you have typed on the page. If you decide you want to write 500 words, that's a great starting point. I don't have speed typing skills, but I believe that I can write about 1,500 words in about 45 minutes. Now, if I am writing 1,500 words a day, I will have about 45,000 words by the end of the month in about a 30-day period. That would be a good sized novel. Novels are usually around 45,000 words or more, and novelettes are usually about 30,000 words or less. So if you really get focused on your word count, you could write a rough draft of a novel in about 30 days. Now, some of the best writers in the world say that we should be writing on a daily basis. We should have a writing habit when we want to be writers. And I know that that's not possible for everyone because a lot of us have jobs and we do other things. So I do believe that we could start a writing habit in 15 minutes a day. I strongly believe in working by a timer. So when I'm talking about writing in sprints, or when I'm talking about setting a writing habit, I do believe that having a timer is very beneficial. So grab a timer and make a plan. How much are you going to write? How often are you going to write? I've just learned that if you don't have a plan, that makes for prolonged periods of not writing. And sometimes I admit it's tough to get started. But when you have a timer, it allows you to focus your brain on what you're about to write. Oftentimes, I find myself working past my timer. Most of the time, all it takes is just getting started. And once you're started, you're in the moment and you're wanting to keep writing. Just make 15 minutes your goal each day, and you will be starting your own writing habit. So how is your writing environment? Do you have a place where you can write? I would suggest having a place, just a corner, a space where you can write distraction free. Make time for focused writing. It should be enjoyable, yes, but also you want to take it seriously. You're creating something that you're going to share with the world. So let's summarize what we've talked about today. First, keep writing simple. Just keep it simple. Don't judge yourself. Rough drafts are meant to be messy. You can always clean it up in the editing process. Ways you can get started: use writing sprints, set a timer, write for 10 to 15 minutes. That will help you get motivated to write, and you can do this process over and over for as many times as you need to. Also, use word counts. Set a word count goal. Can you write 500 words a day? Can you write 1,000 words a day? Setting a word count goal is a good way to keep track of your progress. And remember, 1,500 words a day, that can help you have a novel in 30 days. Don't forget, you can start a writing habit in 15 minutes a day. Also, set up your writing environment, even if it's just a corner of the room. Make it comfortable, but not too comfortable where you don't get anything done. And just enjoy this time. Just enjoy the writing time. And don't forget, if you're serious about learning to write a book, I have that 5-day boot camp that is in the description box. Go ahead and click on that and you can get started today. I hope this video was helpful for you. If you have any questions, please don't be afraid to share them in the comments. Also, let me know, how is the writing process going for you? Are you generating ideas? Are you outlining your book? Where are you in the writing process? I look forward to hearing from you. Talk with you soon.